let's go ahead and wrap up with our underdog token. This will not take long. That's why I left him for last. Vanessa Williams. Gaming Shiba, gaming-shiba.com. It is sort of audited. It is audited by Desert Finance. I'm going to quick go through it. I've watched it for a while. I have concerns, but let's breeze this real quick. So the messaging that they have, first of all, their white paper and their website say the same thing, and it basically says nonsense. Quote, the modern technology and contemporary ambient that the internet created, I think they mean ambience, created cannot be imagined to function as a whole without cryptocurrency. That's a fallacy statement. There's no evidence of this. Internet preceded cryptocurrency. They're not correlated. The impact that cryptocurrency has on a global scale is astronomical in the sense of being the generator of almost every development, especially the latest one. That sentence doesn't make any sense, and it's false, even though it makes any sense. Cryptocurrency was not the generator of every development. That doesn't make any sense. Upcoming digital platforms will bring the opportunities and experiences that gamers did not have before. I disagree because, as I just talked about, Second Life was already there, as many others have done. GamingShiba will be a binding bridge between gamers, streaming platforms, NFTs, and the metaverse with no specificity about what that means. So I'm not trashing them. I'm saying that your message is way too lofty and fluffy and doesn't mean anything and makes statements that you can't back up. So I'm already turned off by the messaging. So I go further. In the tokenomics, there's 7% that go to community rewards. They don't specify what that means, but I believe it's like prizes and giveaways and that kind of thing. I think it's a high percentage. Personally, 5% goes to liquidity, auto liquidity, and then 1% redistribution to token holders. Total supply is 100 quadrillion, seems to be the common. And then they do have a roadmap that talks about these things. And again, it is CertiK audited, and the CertiK audit only realized the same one: centralization privilege, owner. The detail, if you want to know a little bit more about what's going on with the concerns, Desert Finance, they are audited by them as well. They go into better details about what's happening with this one under the hood. So the main thing they called out, of course, there's low risk and vulnerabilities, but the contract was not renounced when they did the audit. And you can't mint new tokens, so then it's limited constrained inventory, liquidity is locked, so there's some assurances there. In summary, what I'm saying is there's no concern in terms of risk of getting ganked or that from what we can tell. But their fundamentals suck in what you described. Your white paper sucks, and it's not really a good white paper. So the messaging that would appeal to investors is lacking from our perspective. We don't see the compelling reason to buy in. And the reason I'm calling that out so strongly is that what I think they're trying to do is actually a compelling case. I'm saying they suck at explaining that case. And they're not giving enough details in their so-called white paper as to the mechanics of how they would do it. So there's no way to really provide strong analysis around it. What I think they're trying to do is I believe they're trying to leverage all these different forms of what we see of as a metaverse things. NFT ties in with this, and MR, mixed reality, virtual reality. I think they're trying to bridge it in some way using cryptocurrency. So like a play to earn type thing that is in the virtual world, but that's speculation. I have no way to confirm or deny that is the case because their document sucks. It doesn't tell me what the heck it's really supposed to do. So when I'm looking at it, you're telling me, quote, GamingShiba is the ultimate token for gamers and streamers all over the globe. What does that mean? Because think of it this way, there's an opportunity where I might compensate, let's say, Twitch streamers in the token for however long they stream. That's a straight, very specific business case, right? That this token is going to compensate streamers for every minute that they're online streaming games, or this token can be used by people who watch the streams to compensate people who stream in lieu of having to give over your credit card. Like that's a very specific business case, solving a very specific business problem. That's what they lack. They're not telling me what is it that you do? What do you do? What's the point? Because it has 100 quadrillion in supply, I understand that there's reflections, but your reflections are low, so I can't really give you any credence on this one. It doesn't really matter that much to me because I'm not going to make significant amounts of profit. I see your NFTs, but that's a kind of a Me Too type thing. Okay, but what are we talking about? Who cares? Like, I don't think the vast majority truly care about this. And frankly, if I look at the NFTs that are there, they look like something that somebody. I'm being honest, and I'm not trying to insult them, but I'm being honest. If I were to go right now to a junior high school in today's world and say, I want you to build me something better than this, those kids would blow them out of the water. It's not close. So let's say that the NFTs are not going to get any appeal and they don't have any traffic. So that seems to be the truth. So the NFTs out. You haven't explained how the whole game thing would work, and you haven't given me a specific business case, and the reflections aren't enough to offset that. So then what's left? I don't have anything to bank on other than the fluffy hope of whatever it is that you're talking about turns into a thing, which we don't know that it will or won't. That's my biggest problem with these guys. Your white paper sucks, obviously, and your messaging isn't. It's saying a lot of falsehoods and it's saying things that don't make sense. And I suspect that these may be getting written by people who are not necessarily native English speakers, and that's okay. But I think you need to have good copywriters in the play that can help you translate into what it is you're trying to do. But more importantly, I think you need more specificity into the business problem that your token solves, which I think lacks right now. That's other than that, I'd be okay with it. Like, I think they could be sitting on something if what I'm interpreting is the truth. There is a problem in compensation for gaming. There is an opportunity in play to earn. Like, these are things that are possible, but they're not doing a good job of explaining exactly what this thing does. And without that, I think your strong investors, if you go back to my rubric of three types of investors, your strong investors aren't going to buy into something like this because they don't know what's their money going to. There's no marketing wallet we can see. So how are you marketing and how are you affording the marketing? What's really happening here? So again, I'm not trashing them, the people. I don't know them. I'm saying that I don't see the reason somebody would trade your token. And I don't think you did a good enough job explaining what exactly does this solve? What exactly you're going to do? If they want to come on the show, consider it an invite. We want the smoke to help us understand that better. And, we're happy to do a revisit. But right now, we're struggling to understand exactly what this does. That's the key. And we don't think the NFT is going to be the answer. We don't see that there's significant progress. I mean, the price is what it is, but significant progress forward in what we expect it to do because the expectation isn't clear of what it should do. So again, that's GamingShiba, gaming-shiba.com. If you want to check it out on site, please do by all means. I think there's something there. I just don't know what the something is. And until I know the something, I wouldn't personally advocate investing in it until we solve that and we get more data around what this tool actually does, what this token's designed to solve.